Belgrade is not only a place for great nightlife and food. In this city full of history, museums and galleries, there are many things to enjoy, especially if you are an art lover. Belgrade monuments dedicated to historical events and personalities are of great importance for the Serbian people. The very first monument in the Serbian capital was erected in 1848 in the current Karađorđe's Park, and is dedicated to the heroes of the First Serbian Uprising, who died in 1806 during the capture of Belgrade. Today, there are 192 monuments and 237 sculptures in the parks and squares of Belgrade. And here are just 5 of them that cannot be missed when visiting the main city of Serbia. Pobnik, the symbol of Belgrade and one of the most photographed monuments of the capital, is the work of one of the most prominent Yugoslav sculptors, Ivan Mestrovic. It was installed in 1928 on the plateau of the upper city of the Belgrade fortress, as part of the 10th anniversary of the breakthrough of the Thessalonica front. A bronze male figure was originally supposed to decorate Terazai Square, but this idea was abandoned due to the fact that it was considered indecent to exhibit a statue of a naked man in the center of the capital. She was transferred to the Belgrade fortress, but because of her nakedness, Pobnik was sentenced to turn his back on the observer and face the river. Even today there is speculation that the statue is looking towards Austria. The sculpture is mounted on a high pedestal. The winner holds a sword in one hand and a falcon in the other, the ancient Egyptian symbol of invincibility and freedom. The nude figure hints at the end of the Dark Ages and the awakening of the Renaissance. The place where the monument stands today was the palace of despot Stefan Lazarević, the ruler of Serbia from 1402 to 1427. Despite the fact that the monument is known as the Victor, in its long history it received as many as 30 holes from shells. The bronze group, installed in 1939 at the very entrance to the Skupština, House of the National Assembly, is a masterpiece of the Serbian sculptor Tomo Rosandić. The group consists of 2 muscular male figures, crushed by the hooves of unbridled stallions. The artist himself never explained the symbolism of the sculpture, arguing that it was a simple study of human and animal bodies on the same monument. Meanwhile, discussions around this topic led to different interpretations, from the fact that the naked figures of people represent an ordinary person who is broken by power, to the fact that one of the male figures carrying a horse on his hunched back is an allegory of oppression, and the position of the second figure standing in front of the horse is a symbol of resistance. The location of the monument alludes to the National Assembly as a symbol of democracy, law and reason, controlling unbridled power. Prince Mikhailo Obrenović was recognized by the Serbian people as a liberator from Turkish slavery, who managed to return many cities to Serbian possessions: Belgrade, Smederevo, Kladovo, Ozis. However, there were those who wanted to end his reign, which happened in 1868. The prince was killed by conspirators, the Radovanović brothers. National mourning lasted 3 days, and soon the idea was put forward to erect a monument to the prince. The competition was attended by 17 artists, mostly foreigners, one of whom is the Florentine sculptor Enrico Pico and one. The monument to Prince Michael was erected in 1882 in the center of Belgrade on Republic Square, on the site of the former Istanbul Gate. The bronze figure of the rider was placed on a pedestal with bas-reliefs relating to the most important moments of the prince's reign, among which a special place was given to the liberation of cities. The Monument of Gratitude to France by Ivan Mestrovic is located at the end of the main alley of the Kalmdin Park. It was ordered as a sign of gratitude and cooperation between Serbia and France during the First World War. The bronze sculpture was installed at its current location in 1930. A monumental female figure over 4 meters high is the personification of France, which, at the height of the war, rushes to the aid of Serbia. The pedestal is made of marble and decorated with relief compositions Warriors and Sorbonne. Warriors is associated with the union of Serbian and French soldiers at the front in Thessaloniki, and Sorbonne is represented by a female figure, which indicates the educational support of the youth during and after the war. The monument is engraved with the dedication "We love France as she loved us" 1914 to 1918. The monument to Stefan Nemanja is an impressive tribute to the founder of the Serbian state, who lived in the 12th century. The monument reaches 23.5 meters in height and weighs about 80 tons. The author of the monument is the Russian sculptor Alexander Rukavishnikov. Although it was expected that Stefan Nemanja would hold a cross in his hands, the author's intention led him down a different path. Instead of a cross, the right hand of the first Serbian ruler raises a sword, and the left hand holds the Hilander Charter, which historians call the Declaration of Independence of Serbia of the Middle Ages. The figure is mounted on a pedestal in the form of a Byzantine helmet, the inside of which is decorated with a mosaic symbolizing segments of the life of a unique ruler. The monument was installed at the beginning of 2021 in front of the building of the former Belgrade main railway station, in which the authorities plan to house the historical museum. With the simultaneous reconstruction of the entire Sava Square, this area becomes an attractive area that cannot be missed during tours of Belgrade.